Tim, Toolman Taylor, producer Tim, whatever you wanted to call. LA Knight losing at Crown Jewel. Is this his peak, or can he get back up to where he's going to be?
That's the $64,000 question, right, Ryan? Like, I've heard two trains of thought. I know we talked about it a little bit in the live viewers choice we did here on the YouTube channel a little bit ago for the last pay-per-view premium live event that WWE put on. You run the risk, especially with how hot and meteoric LA Knight has been, that if you get too cute and you cut his legs out too many times, how hard is it going to be to get the fire as hot as it was, right? I don't. Can we get a no contest? Like, that's what I'd love.
Well, it's scenario A. It's just like, all right, well, let's strike while the iron's hot with LA Knight. You know, some believe it's a fad, some believe let's see what it is. So that's kind of, it's like a test / all right, let's get it out of the way. This is like a C pay-per-view, even though the card is fantastic, right? So it's a C pay-per-view right before the bigger show of Survivor Series. So, let's just throw this guy. He's been hot since SummerSlam, so let's just waste a Roman match on him. Maybe shuffle around an AJ Styles match that you would presume to be here. Kick that back to the Royal Rumble, and then kind of let's just see what we got. And then hopefully they feel confident of what they got. And this is kind of part A. And then part B is the rematch with a better setting than, no offense to Saudi Arabia, but a better setting than Saudi Arabia. And maybe we kind of go from there. But ultimately, I think it's a test, more of a kind of solution to a hot guy, really.
Right. And so far, if this is a test, LA Knight has been acing it so far, just from the interactions on television with Roman and LA Knight during the few episodes of SmackDown that they've been on together. LA Knight does not look lost in the sauce at all. He looks like he belongs there. He looks like he is a peer to Roman. Doing things, testing the tribal chief in different ways. Even if you look back to what is right now last Friday's SmackDown with him interrupting the intro and all of that, and just really putting the screws to Roman during the contract signing. That is, LA Knight looks like he belongs. He definitely looks the part. He's fitting the part. And now the hard part is what happens when you actually get in the ring with, the measuring stick of present day WWE.
That's the big test for him, because I think he can hang like he has been showing to. I think he has those attributes to be out there from a charismatic point of view, to rise up, from a microphone standard view to fit in, and then from a character aspect to kind of just shine with Roman. He's not taking away from Roman. He's kind of leveling up or just a niche below him. But can he do that when the bell rings is kind of the question. I'm not sure. I think I'm a big LA Knight guy. I've been pumping his tires up forever, really, since 2021 when they signed him. So I said, wow, he could be a guy in this company. And he's proven to be a guy in this company, but this is a test of how much of a guy he can be. But I don't know. I think that in ring, I think Roman's layout is more catered to an LA Knight more than, he's not going in there with like Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega. He's going in there with Roman Reigns. And I think that's more of LA Knight's speed. He tends to have a hiccup or two where he's kind of in the wrong spot a little bit, or he has a little botch or whatever. With Roman Reigns, I'm afraid that Roman might kind of shed a little light on that and be like, this kid ain't ready, or this older man, this new guy ain't ready for me from a meta standpoint, and be like, I'm still the big dog crowd. He ain't ready. He's a flash in the pan. So I'm afraid we might show a little ass there from LA Knight. Same sentiment, or you think he'd be just quite all right?
I think that if there's anybody on present day WWE that can slow the pace down, they can, keep the same level of excitement and also make everything feel like slow motion in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
it's Roman Reigns. I
Yep.
think, I firmly believe he has mastered the WWE main event style. I don't think there's very few that can put on the WWE main event style the way Roman Reigns has been able to. And Roman really hasn't had a bad match in
No.
the main event. Like, you can, aside from accounting for the fact that every single Roman Reigns title defense since like the last year and a half has had the exact same finish, that's fine. They're all at least they're all enjoyable. They're all exciting.
Well, they're all
Um,
borderline excellent.
so yeah, they're like, you pencil in 3 stars and then you go up from there. Like, it's not going to be worse. It's not going to be worse than your Gentleman's 3 at all.
With the floor being Jey Uso at SummerSlam, that's a pretty high floor, you know?
Right. It's like you can't really go wrong. Roman, if Roman could make a non-wrestler, and that I'm using that term very loosely, in Logan Paul, if he could make Logan Paul look like a person who was 1 second away from winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, what is he going to do with LA Knight? A person who is credible, who is white hot, who is, the fans are ready, the timing is right, at least conditions look perfect. As a Roman guy, as a person who wants this reign to last as long as humanly possible, but also somebody who loves the megastar, I'm so torn by this matchup.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it's on a Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m.
Politics aside, I've enjoyed all of the Saudi shows.
Oh,
And
since they coming back from the pandemic, they've been pretty good.
right. And and it's not out of the question that WWE would do something big and crazy in Saudi Arabia. I mean,
Not this though. They're going to put the B title, the Seth Rollins title. They'll establish there. They're not going to end 1,200 days, 1,100 days plus of Roman Reigns on a Saturday afternoon. And the unfortunate part is LA Knight is a guy on that top 5 list that could be credible enough to do it. But
right.
I just can't see him doing it at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like you mentioned that Crown Jewel is a C show.
Mm-hmm.
I would dare say that like Survivor Series is more of a C show in the eyes of WWE as opposed to like the Saudi shows. The Saudi shows is like off-brand or like off-season WrestleMania in a certain
But more
degree.
people are watching on Peacock on the Survivor Series at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night than at
I'd
1
be
p.m. in
curious.
the
I'd be
afternoon.
curious to look at the numbers between Crown Jewel this year and Survivor Series. Well, that's not fair because the rumor mill for that guy from Chicago
I'll take
showing
that
up.
bet. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
I didn't put a line on it.
Too late. I took
Easy
it.
there, Ryan Numbers.
Right. I'm not a numbers guy, but all right. Well, unfortunately, still a little stink on this Saudi Arabia whole thing, even though the shows have been very good of late. But I just can't see it happening. But my thing is, I hope it's part 1. And the rumors of Roman Reigns not working Survivor Series, hopefully that could be a red herring. There's been reports before where he isn't going to work and then he ends up working. So maybe they get round 2 at the Survivor Series, or maybe we get round 2 at, say, the Royal Rumble. And maybe Cody's not the plan. And the plan is to get LA Knight then, and The Rock returns, yada, 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 whatever. So there's maybe LA Knight is the guy because he is on the top 5 list of guys that could be the guy to dethrone Roman. But I just don't see it happening in Chapter 1 at 1 p.m. on Saturday in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The setting just doesn't work for me, man.
I think for me, it's less the setting and more of, as you mentioned to it, being Chapter 1, right? If this Roman Reigns title reign was like 170 days,
Perhaps.
You pull the trigger, right? Like, you could easily pull the trigger, but Roman's reign, in my mind, means more than losing the title in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel to LA Knight in the first place. I think you make an excellent point that I think the second match is at the Royal Rumble. Because you put LA Knight in the Royal Rumble, if he don't win it, people be mad.
You don't want him showing ass. If we go Cody, you don't want LA Knight stealing that ass. You know what I mean?
Right, but if you put LA Knight in the Royal Rumble, like, you've got Cody, you've got the possibilities of other players who are not in the WWE right now that may be showing up in November. Who knows, depending on what you believe or who you believe or what reports or what Uncle Dave Meltzer's saying or whatever. Like, there's still plenty of other names, Drew being one, Seth being, like, depending on who the World Heavyweight Champion is, Drew, Seth, Gunther, Cody. Like, there's 4 at least right there, plus Bobby Lashley, plus, you mentioned AJ Styles. He's always an off chance. And then there's a bunch of people who've been out on injury that, like, I'm just waiting for them to get cleared, come back, like, do anything. Like, I'm almost starved for if Big E ever returns. Yeah. Like, I want it so bad for my own edification. Randy Orton too. Like, I know that those are unlikely just because of what the injuries are, but never say never. We thought Edge was done forever. We thought Paige was done forever. We thought Daniel Bryan was done forever. And now look at them. So, but yeah, I think the match is going to be I think this match is going to be fun. I think it's going to give us just enough to make LA Knight extra believable. And I think Roman escapes on the hair of his chinny chin chin.
Okay, on that hair of that chinny chin chin, is there going to be a plucking, or is he going to just shave it clean? You like what I did there? Is there going to be a nefarious plucking where someone else and comes and helps him, or is he going to shave him clean? So they're going to protect LA Knight here.
Oh, they have to. I feel like they have to.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Like, they protected Kevin Owens, they protected Sami Zayn, they protected Cody. Like, that's kind of been their modus operandi, especially lately with the bigger named stars that have faced Roman. If LA Knight just goes out there, gets smashed and stacked and pinned, that does nothing for me. Like, there's got to be some Jimmy Uso run in. There's got to be some Solo Sikoa shenanigans, especially with a match you're going to cover on the YouTube with Cena and Solo. Like, Solo's going to be in the building. Cena's going to be in the building. Like, I don't foresee them two not being involved in this main event matchup. All right, Jimmy too.
I like it. We're Roman's winning, but it's not clean. It's a little muddy. Would this scenario work from you? Solo runs out. John Cena makes the save. John Cena bumps LA Knight by mistake. The guy that put over LA Knight kind of bumps LA Knight, and maybe that leads to something down the road there.
Survivor Series.
Oh, okay.
Cena's time is running up, right?
Yep.
Cena has already mentioned it during the last press conference. Literally, like, once a SAG-AFTRA strike is over, he's going back. That clock is running out. So if John Cena is in there accidentally or incidentally and kind of costs LA Knight, I think that matchup one-on-one would only help LA Knight move forward. And that kind of easily sets up the rematch, right? Cena's the guy who cost him. He got his redemption against Cena. SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis sees that, recognizes it, and books the rematch for Royal Rumble.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, Tim. Well, that'll be it. Anything you'd like to plug? You get out of here. If the pay-per-view is over at, say, 3:30, what should everyone do?
Everyone should get on their be sitting by their podcatcher of choice, whether it's Spotify or whatever have you, northsouthconnection.podbean.com, and listen to Viewer's Choice on the North South Connection. Me and my good buddy Marcus, the co-host of WWE War, break down every WWE and AEW pay-per-view right after it happens. We give you the must-watch, the must-skip, and the MVP of the night. And Crown Jewel will be no exception. I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy the shows as they come about. So be on the lookout for that.
And to note, the last time Tim was on for a preview, he previewed a Roman Reigns match. And in that match, Roman Reigns was pinned. So
that's very true.
We'll see if that happens. Plan B. That would be quite the pull. Quite the.
I do not want to be the bugaboo for the tribal chief. If he finds out I am a goner,
yeah, you're out.
I'm squashed, dude.
You're out. All right, Tim. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.